Hey guys, right, I think this is going to be the final bit of the tank. What part's this? Part, I don't know. Is this part 4? Who knows? I don't know. Trouble is, I've been doing this over several days, so it's easy to lose what I'm doing. Plus I'm stupid. So yeah, as you can see, I started the other side of the base. That one's all welded in. So I'm going to finish shaping this up. I've already done the main fold down the middle there. So I'm going to finish folding this up, fit that in, and then, I don't even know if I've mentioned this either. Ah, God, memory is going. I'm going to do something a little different on it. If I've mentioned it before, I've mentioned it before. I don't know, turn the sound down or something. Talking nonsense. Yeah, I'm going to do something a little different. Obviously we're going down the vintage look with this, and we're breaking the mold of what we normally do on all the others I've done. So I'm going to do as much as I can to make it different. To start with, this is obviously an earlier Enfield tank. I've never used one of these before, although it's now sort of reduced in size, but it's going to be a usable tank, isn't it? You can see that side's all sorted now. So we've got rid of that, wherever it is that, and we're now all nice and smooth. Ripple smooth. So yeah, I've got a little idea to add to this tank, and it will make it look different, I think. So we'll get this base in, and then we'll get stuck into them and see how it goes. Let's get a tack there. Another tack there. Right, we know that top ain't gonna pop out now. Obviously, be careful when you're smacking it around that you ain't denting the tank again. I should really have it on a piece of leather. Where's that leather I had? I'll protect it a bit. It's so easy to be thumping around up here and then you're damaging the other side of the tank again. There we go. We don't want no well spatter in there. Let's get one there. We nearly got a full tank. Hey. Right then. Let's tack this thing up. That's so basically what I've done with this side, because we're dealing with material that's so thin. And as you've seen, it's had a bit of a battering over time, but we've got back to fairly fresh metal. I nearly forgot. fuel tap. Durr. I was so close to putting this in and welding it. That's the little bit to go round the old knee pad mount. Yeah, I was so close. Not that it would have been any trouble. I would have just welded it from the outside, I guess. Okay. I've cut that out the old tank, obviously. The boss there. I've cleared the threads out, make sure the fuel tap goes in there and tightens up, which it does. So I've done this little brass thing here just to put in there to save any spatter off the weld hitting the threads, because if that happens, I have not got a tap that size. That thing will be done. So to save that happening, I've done that, and we'll just weld it round. Have I got it the right way? Yes. That's easily done and all. You've all done it. You've all gone and welded something in the wrong way and gone, no! One of the funniest things I've seen, welding for welding, is when I was doing the blacksmithing and fabrication. We had a young lad working for us, and he was doing all right actually. He was getting there, doing good with his welding and everything. So I let him loose on making a security gate. I thought, why not? It's time he done something from start to finish. And he made this security gate over a couple of days. And I remember sitting in the office, and he came in all proud with himself that he'd finished, and he desperate for me to have a look. So I went out to the workshop and had a look. Oh wow, it was funny. Because I said to him, because he was looking at me, what do you reckon? I says, you're going to do all that again? And he was looking a bit bewildered of why I said that. He'd welded great big chunky hinges, bear in mind it's a security gate, so it's got a huge padlock system on it, with all heavy duty plates and everything, and big hinges. He'd welded the latch on the same size as the top and bottom hinges. So he had to cut the whole damn thing off again and start again. So yeah, it's easy to make silly mistakes. We've all done it. Up. That will do. Let that cool down. And then we'll get that fitted. And then we'll get on with a little bit that I'm excited about it actually. I hope it works. You'll see in a mo. Well, when I put this in. Right, start the next job. In a minute, I'm going to have another think about it before I do it. I'm sure. I want to make it different. I say this bite's got to be different. Yeah, it may not be to everyone's taste, but I just want to do something different with it. Good old vintage look, maybe a bit crackers, a bit mad, but interesting. That's the word. I want to make it interesting. So there we go. Yeah. Like I say, it's not an how-to video, it's just how I've gone about it. I guess you've all got your own way, how you do your welds and all that. Whether you're using MIG, arc, TIG, whatever, brazing. This is just how I go about it. I'll say, if you're unsure about doing lines of weld, because there is a good chance you'll buckle it up if you're not careful. Just to be proper on the careful side, if you do tacks, they've obviously you got to mount them in, make sure they build up quite high and overlap the next one, like sort of halfway into the next tack each time. But make sure you got enough height to dress off. And if you got low spots when you've dressed it off, don't try and grind down to them low spots. Put another blob of weld in there and then dress that back. That's basically how I've gone about it. So I'm going to have a minute with a cup of tea and think about this next part. You're probably all wondering, what the hell's he going to do with that? I'm going to make it a bit more interesting. You'll see. Cup of tea time. Right, moving on a few days again. You'll have to excuse this jumping around that I'm doing at the moment, but because this job is supposedly for my own bike, I tend to do it in my spare time, which is either early in the morning, late at night, or weekends. So I get people call me or visit me, and that sort of ends the day, which I don't mind. I've said that before. And I end up just dropping what I'm doing, having a chat with friends and everything, and getting on with it. In my next slot, I've got a bit of free time. So if I'm ever working on my own stuff, the videos may jump about a bit. I'm sure we're not going to lose sleep over it. So if I repeat myself, just bear with me, because my memory sucks. Anyway, where were we? We've done that eyelet, which I've dressed up a bit more, and it's now bolted into there. I'm going to weld around that because obviously we want it fuel tight, and that'll keep that in there. Obviously we're a bit messy at the back, but we're not going to see all that. You'll see why. Because, as I've probably said, we want to do this bike a bit different and get a few interesting points on it. Talking points, I think some people call it, or point and laugh points. We'll see. Anyway, I'm not catering to everybody's needs. I'm just doing this for myself. So some of it might be a bit weird to some, or some may just like it. You never know. You never know. So, in the perfectly good tank that I've now got, and spent a lot of time getting nice again, I've cut a hole in it. Yes, I know, crazy, stupid, call it what you will, but I had to do it. Like I say, this bike's all going to be about making things a bit different, breaking the mould, and getting some interesting things going on with it. So, yeah, as you can see, I've got a great big hole in a perfectly good tank now. So, this has got to go right. This could be the last hurdle where I destroy the tank again. And I don't want it to buckle up, because I do not want filler in it. I don't mind, you know, I've spent a lot of time on this. I don't mind a bit of I-build primer, just to lose a couple of little bits and bobs. You know, there's nothing major in there anymore. Don't mind a bit of I-build, but I just don't want filler all over it. There's nothing up with that, but I don't want it in this. So we're going to weld that nut up first, and then we're going to sink that into there. Just bear with me. Well, we'll see. I don't know what to say. I've decided to do it, and obviously I've done it now. First, I need to blow out any muck out the tank, because we've been cutting the hole in it and sort of dressing the hole round for it to be the correct shape, which took a bit of doing. It took a hell of a lot of doing, actually, because especially up here in this part of the tank that's got no strength really, sort of hanging there in the middle of nowhere, if we're going to get buckles, it's going to be here, which we don't want to do. So let me just blow the muck out of that tank while I remember, because I'll go and weld it in there and forget, and then we'll have to wash it and all sorts. See, there's a fair bit in there. I'll wash it out as well, to be fair, but try and get most of it out. That'll do us. Right, let's get the earth on. Put in there. And we're going to get that in there, like so, and then trim the rest of this off. There is a couple of little gaps here and there where there's a slight mismatch in shape, but I'm not worried about that at all. It's not massive gaps where hopefully it's going to cause me a problem. Touch wood, it won't. Like I say, I could have left it at that. Fine, we've saved the tank, but me being a bit silly, like I say, wants to do some different things with this bike, because I want it to look, I don't know, like it was designed in the 1920s and made then. Probably a custom bike in the 1920s. I don't think there was such a thing, but if there was. So yeah, I'll give it a whirl. There's going to be little bits all over the bike like this. Not to the extent where it's just going to look totally ridiculous. It probably will look a little bit ridiculous, but it'll be interesting. Right. So we've just got a couple of little tacks on there. Now we're going to trim this back with the cutter, and then get it flush with a grinding disc. Where's me glasses? Here they are. Let's go for it. Well, we've got to now. I've gone and cut a hole in the tank, so we've got to. Right, now we'll get it flush as possible with the tank. Then basically weld it all the way around, but what I'll do, I'll tack it all the way around but overlapping the tacks, because I want to do everything possible now to keep loads of heat out of the tank. So I don't want to just do a stream of weld. And with a bit of luck, it'll be all right. And we end up with the tank going like this. Or else all that days of work would have been for nothing. Right, next bit, I'm going to do several tacks, just random tacks, here and there and everywhere, and hopefully that will contain the tank. Because if I just start a weld up here and try and do a stream of weld all the way down, without this contained, it will start to go all shapes. So I'm going to be sort of go on caution and just build up all the tacks and try and keep the heat out of it. I'd rather do that than run the risk of showing off with a stream of weld, going, "Ooh, look at my lovely weld," and the tank is going every shape that I don't want. So basically we're just going to continue tacking till we get them all joined up, and hopefully not have a buckle up. We will see. Keep looking at leads on my camera thinking stuff's unplugged, but it's where I've been charging things. I think worse, so you filmed a load of footage and you realise you haven't plugged something in or switched the microphone on. Right, let's carefully go around this. It probably will look a bit of a mess till we... Right, I might as well pop the camera off a bit, continue around that, and we'll be back in a moment to dress it all up. It'll get there. Like I say, what I'm doing actually serves no purpose and is completely useless. It's just a bit of fun, I guess. I enjoy doing silly stuff like this, and because it's my own bike, I can probably get a bit carried away. And if it, you know, I'm not doing it to sell, so if it's nobody's cup of tea, it doesn't matter. What we wanted to do as well, because now that's ground and that's ground down, it's created a really sharp edge. I want to take that off as well, because paint does not like really sharp edges. The slightest knock on there and you're going to get a massive chip in the paint. So we'll just put a small radius on that as well. Right, a couple of little dinks in this side which we'll attend to. I'll probably just get on with it and then go through these at a later date. It's not really interesting filming, is it? So we'll get the main bit done. Oh, I'm slowly going around this now, doing as much with this to sort of get a corner in there and have it follow that radius as best as we can get it. Right, that's a fair amount of the cleaning off done. Still a couple of little bits that I'm not sure she'll pick it up on the camera, but yeah, the main shape's there. Could do with some new little drum sanders just to glance in there a bit, just to smooth that out, but all mine have worn out, so I'll get ordering some of them. Probably a couple of little bits round here, but obviously this tank's going to have a coat of I-Build primer, so any tiny little bits that'll probably just bury it. But we will test the tank to make sure it's not springing leaks everywhere and becomes something to water the plants with. It should be all right. There may be the odd one or two that we can attend to when I do test it. But anyway, let's fill that hole and sort it out. How's that in there? Joking. Do you really think I would? No, don't answer that. Don't answer that. Right, hold on. Let's sort it out. Like I say, it's nothing that's of any use really. It's just to make this bike interesting. So we'll get that in first. I have no idea if I showed these in earlier on in the video. Like I say, this has been over several days to put this together, as I'm doing it in my spare time. Right. That's just a little brass bit I made for this. Because you could probably recognise it's a bit off a tap, but I liked it so much I wanted to use that on something as well. I know it might be stupid to some, but hey, it's just a bit of fun and I enjoy doing silly things like this. So that'll go on there like so. And yes, it is miles away from the seat and your leg. I've looked into all that, and yeah, you probably don't want to crash this. It'll may damage your wedding tackle, but then again, so everything else up here with the girders and everything like that. So my years of research have just come up with don't crash. Right, where are we? Let's a little screw in there. But it is miles away from your leg, all joking aside. Miles away. Oh, that's got to go on there. Oh, come on, Butterfingers. There we go. I'll probably put a dab of thread lock on things like that because I can't get nothing on there to tighten it properly. And here's my useless little item. Oh, there's a little O-ring got to go in there. If it'll stay seated. Little fire extinguisher. Yeah. Laugh, laugh. You can laugh. I don't mind. I really, really, really don't mind. Because I know how daft I am. I already know that. May have to put a little thing, keep that O-ring in. Just sits better with that O-ring in there. I suppose when I've done it up, it ain't coming off again, only for paint. So there we have it. All that ridiculous extra work just for that. But it'll look different. Let's get the camera off. Oh, that's plugged in. It'll look different. I say the seat, you're much lower in the tank because obviously the hardtail frame's dropping off straight away. And you might just see little bits that I've got to attend to. I haven't gone on through all the detail just yet. Is it better with the light on? Is that light on, light off thing again? I don't know. Oh, hold on. I'm forgetting something. Where is it? There it is. Brass cap as well. There we go. So yeah, I know it's just a silly little thing, but I spotted this online and thought, absolutely loved it. I thought, I've got to have that and somehow put it on this bike. Yes, I could have took the simple route and just made a little clip and it went on the part of the frame somewhere. But that'd be kind of boring. And I had it in my head, it was going on my bike. Hook or by crook, it was going on somewhere. And I thought, I know, we'll do a little bit on the tank and sink it in. Yeah, it's about there. You're probably all laughing at me, which I understand. It is probably a bit ridiculous, but I just had to put it on this bike. I've got to do the old knee pad mount. I've got to fill that in like the other side. I don't know. I've not seen one done like that before. Probably has been. Most things that you dream up have been done before, but not sure about this. It probably has. So yeah, this is a mini fire extinguisher. Obviously we've cut all this out and made all this by hand. That's obviously off a tap or a faucet as you Americans call them. Have I got that right? This little shiny cup here is actually off handlebar risers off a Triumph. And the rest of it, well, we've just made it. And I'm kind of thinking it looks nice with the bare metal, but my initial plan is to have this bike black, which I guess this against black would also look nice. So I was going to have it, the bike gloss black, and hold on, bear with me. You're all right, Blue, you coming up here? Come on then. Come and see everybody. Here's Blue come to check it out. Are you come to laugh at it as well? Hey, come here. Come up here. Come on, come on. Hey, Blue. Oh, you're soaking. Come here. Hey, what's this? What's up? What's this? What's this? Where you? Oh, bye. That's what he thinks to that. Where was I? Yeah. Oh, he's back. Come on, what's up here? What's up here? There we are. You all right? He's all excited about something. What's going on out there? What you done, what you destroyed, what you pinched, and what you ate. What you eaten. You've probably been up to something, haven't you? Eh? You've probably been up to something. Right, I've got to talk. You sticking around? Eh? Yeah, so the initial plan is probably to have the bike in black and to do some pinstriping as well, but not painted on, done properly with the brushes. Probably not me doing it, but he's watching us doing it. I've already discussed it with him to bring him out of retirement. And we'll probably may do the Royal Enfield all by hand as well. I say we, he. I'm not going to mention his name because he likes to stay in retirement a lot. Not let many people know he can do this sort of thing, but he's agreed that he might do it for me. So yeah, so it'll all have probably black with some gold pinstriping, just subtle, not over the top. But who knows? I'll probably change my mind. Not with the and pinstriping, but gold and black. I don't know. We'll see. So yeah, a little bit of silliness, bit of fun, I guess. I've enjoyed doing it. I've really enjoyed doing that. And there'll be odd little bits throughout this bike, very similar. So, and we'll just make it up as we go along. I think that's my spare time over with today, and it is getting quite late actually, so I'm going to call it a day at that. So yeah, we're done, apart from seeing how many leaks we've got and attending to them, and just checking over absolutely everything till I'm happy with it 100%, and then it'll go up the corner somewhere and come out when we do the rest of the bike. Anyway, I think that'll do. Now you've all stopped laughing, I'm going to go away. Cheers for watching, guys. Take care.